Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Pisces, or for those with significant Pisces placements. There may be a message in here for you. So Pisces, as I was getting ready for your reading, I was getting the energy of sunshine for you, and then it turned into the song Cover Me with Sunshine by Pink and her daughter. So there may be something about the color pink that's significant. There may be something of a mother-daughter relationship that's significant, or mother-child. Where you are similar and where you are different was what was coming through with that. So there may be, I don't know, something about that is significant. I feel like Pisces, you're not focused on yourself at the moment, which is kind of how it's coming through. Like, or if it's not that, it's kind of feeling like there's something about you not seeing yourself, or like a manifestation that you don't believe is for you is how it's coming through. Like it's almost like you giving all your energy to others and leaving none for yourself. So it could be something of like that kind of like energy of the sacrifice that a mother would give, like something like that. It doesn't have to be though. That's just how it's feeling to me. Like it's kind of like maybe you're nurturing other people more than you're nurturing yourself. It could be something like that. So maybe it's time to start nurturing yourself, or that kind of energy. Okay, Pisces. I'm going to pull a card for you. The Great Work. The Great Work. This is a card about devotion. Being devoted to something. Attention, devotion, vocation. The great work shimmers in the distance, promising purpose, achievement, and understanding. When will we get there? When will our efforts be recognized? Amidst pressure and expectations, we come to realize each alchemist's life is an accumulation of moments in which attention is placed upon a subject within the laboratory. This artist draws a single line, a poet scribes a single word, the rose forms a single leaf. The magnum opus card reminds us that the alchemical garden grows from seeds tended to by devoted hands and the grace of sun, water, and earth. You cannot force the great work. You cannot claim it or complete it. This card arrives to whisper words of encouragement. You are in the right place, the most important place for you. This is the alchemical garden. Tend to the youngest growth. Be delicate and precise. Yeah. One day at a time. Okay, I'm getting some messages as I was reading that description. I feel like maybe there's something that you have been wanting to nurture, Pisces, like the smallest seed in your garden, for example, whatever that is, but maybe you just haven't had time to do it, or it hasn't seen the light of day yet, is how it's coming through. Like you haven't given it attention or sunshine, right? Like it's like what I'm seeing is this energy of like bean sprouts. If you leave them in the dark, they grow really thin and long, but there's no color to it, right? It's just sort of like the thin white, yellow, I don't remember the scientific term for it, but the seed part of it, it doesn't grow any leaves. It never becomes green if it remains hidden and it doesn't receive any sunshine. But at the same time, like roots, grow in the darkness, right? So there's something like that. I feel like maybe there's some sort of manifestation for you that has roots. It has roots, but it hasn't been brought out into the sunshine, so it hasn't turned green yet. There's no leaves. Maybe there's something here where it's like, because I'm kind of getting this energy. I'm not using this deck, but maybe I should. Of the Dark Lady in the fairy deck, the Dark Lady, which talks about like things that grow in the shadows, right? It could talk about the subconscious and unconscious energy. It could also talk about a transition or something like that. So maybe you're in this period of time, Pisces, where there's like roots there are roots to something. Something is growing. But perhaps you are not aware of it because it's still hidden to you, or it's like it hasn't been brought out into the sunshine yet. But maybe that's part of the journey, and there may be a bit of sort of like a shock energy that comes with that, because or surprise, like that kind of thing. Maybe it's something that you have been nurturing, in secret or in the darkness, and it's like pulling the tarp off of something and it's now in the sunshine. It feels like a positive energy here, Pisces. It feels positive, but there may be sort of an energy here that feels almost like shame, or like wanting to hide it, or like feeling like you're not ready for it, or like it's like, because it's kind of feeling like something where now that there's sunshine, it's almost like there's something where it has to like start growing. And the growing aspect feels like it could be a little bit painful, or it could be uncomfortable in whatever way. But it is for your benefit, and it is a positive energy. But you may be in this period of time where it's kind of like there's discomfort in the clarity, or discomfort in the understanding, or something like that. But I feel like with this, like it's coming through very positive here with the great work. This is part of the great work for you. It really does feel like it's something, an aspect in your life. You have Saturn at the bottom of the deck. This feels like an aspect in your life that it's like the smallest seed in your garden, whatever that means to you. Like something where you have the red and white rose that wants to come out underneath that. It does feel physical in some way. Because that's what this card talks about, is like the physical being a portal or a gateway for the spiritual to be expressed. That's what's coming through with this. And Saturn is also coming through with a very physical card. There could be something about Capricorn energy that's important. It does feel like, though, for you, I almost said Capricorn, for you Pisces, that it may be in relation to an area in your life where you may have triggers or pain or past trauma. That's how it's coming through. Okay, because there is something, so maybe there's been like a significant effort to heal something for you Pisces. Like it does kind of feel like that. The image that's now coming through, I keep seeing roots growing in the darkness. That's how it's feeling. But anyways, there's this other image that's coming through. I saw this video on Instagram like a really long time ago now, that was sort of trying to represent the healing journey, where imagine you have a cup full of like dark red wine, right? That represents the pain or the hurt or trauma or whatever. You have a cup full of the wine, and then you turn on the tap of clear water, right? That's representing the healing aspect. So the healing, the unconditional love, all of that. When you turn the tap on and you start filling that cup, for a long time, as you start cleaning that energy out, the healing aspect, for a long time, the water is not going to run clear. Where it's like, even though you're healing, the water that comes out of the cup is still, wine, metaphorically. So it could be something like that, where it's like you've been on this healing journey, where maybe there's been, or perhaps you're just beginning. I don't know. Because it does feel like the smallest seed, in your garden. Like, but the thing is, though, there are roots. That's the thing. So it could be something where it's like, maybe you have been healing or trying to heal this aspect for a very long time, but the cup was filled with wine or whatever, dirty water, whatever you want to put there. The cup was filled with dirty water, like a lot of it. And so you needed a lot of time in order for that cup to clear, right? The water to run clear. So it's like, I feel like you're at that point now where the water is clear, and roots have grown, but I feel like maybe you haven't seen it yet. Like physically, that's how it's coming through. Like there hasn't been proof physically yet of all of the work that you have been putting in. And I feel like that is about to change for you. That's how it's coming through. Like a physical manifestation that is going to be proof of all the healing that you have been devoted to. That's how it's feeling to me. I feel like as well, it is kind of coming through as like a surprise or something unexpected, but it's not, it's something that you have been manifesting, perhaps unconsciously, maybe in like the best way possible, right? The unconscious, the subconscious is not a bad energy. It could be something that you have been manifesting subconsciously. The roots have already grown there. I feel like this is a positive thing. But again, use your discernment here, because it may be in an area of your life where there is like past trauma or pain or hardship or heartbreak or, sadness or whatever. So it kind of feels like that last little bit of whatever difficulty is sort of like the last bit of dirty water that's been left in the cup that's being cleared out. That's how it's coming through. Okay. And it's like it does feel kind of like you have been protected for a long time in this area of your life or something like that, until the water was clear. I feel like, Pisces, there may have been a situation as well where it's wanting to re-emphasize that you have been protected from something for a long time. It's just how it's coming through. You've been protected for a long time. I feel like there's something as well here where there still may be a little bit of like interference is how it's coming through. So just as an example, let's say it's like you have been manifesting like a job or whatever it is, a relationship or a new house or whatever it is that you've been manifesting, right? Like there's you and the other energy that you're attached to, but is at a distance to you still. The interference is coming through as being like the other energy, if it's a relationship, like the other person, the job that you're going to be getting, or like the new house that you're going to be living in. There is something on that side that feels like there's like either like competition doesn't feel like the right word. It feels like 5 of Wands. It could be conflict. It could be anxiety. It could be anything that's like not in alignment with you. But that energy is going through an ending. Like that is what it feels like, is that sort of energy of like clearing out the last bit of dirty water. That's how it feels. and it could be on your end as well. I don't know. It could be on both ends of whatever this manifestation is. It could be on your end. It could be on the other person's end. It could be both. Where the interference of that energy may be impacting your clarity a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Stay focused on your goal. You are protected and you are manifesting this. Okay. Okay, Pisces. I do feel like, though, there may be a little bit of a shock that comes through with this, Pisces. Because I feel like maybe it's something where it might not be the manifestation that you were expecting, is how it's coming through. Because it could be something where it's like you've been on a particular path. You've been on a particular path, but this manifestation almost feels like it's a different path. Still in alignment, but not the path that you were expecting or the one that you were on. Okay. Yeah, okay. A swarm of bees. Okay. Look at this imagery here. It's like you have this garden here and then a swarm of bees. Okay, this is a very positive card. I am going to read parts of what it says. It's a positive card, but one that maybe comes with a little bit of anxiety about this. Yeah. A new energy seeks a nest in which to manifest. Notice the order within the apparent chaos of change. Bees swarm when they are about to create a new hive and colony. A new queen emerges from an existing hive with an entourage of buzzing bees. They surround her, protecting her, all flying at great speed together as a thrumming, dark, shape-shifting cloud until they find a suitable structure in which to build a hive. Yeah. Many people think of a swarm as chaotic, but in actuality there is distinct rhythm and fierce purpose to the bees' collective movement. When you are drawn to this archetype, there is new energy in your life seeking a nest in which it can thrive and grow. This new energy could be a previously dormant part of yourself emerging, or it could be a new project or course of study you are drawn to. Tend to this new energy and give it the support and effort it needs to thrive and grow. In time, you'll be rewarded both internally and externally. Even when you like the shifts that are happening, change can feel chaotic, confusing, and stressful. This archetype urges you to find order, impetus, and function within the disruption of the previous status quo, and to steadily build a strong new reality, one wee hexagon at a time. Yeah. There's a lot of, like, both of these are coming through with very similar energy today of, like, taking things slowly, doing things one thing at a time. Like, Rome is not built in a day, that kind of energy. Like, you have to build steadily and slowly and gradually in order to build the hive. Okay. This archetype may also be an indication that you will now benefit from reaching out to your community to support you in making something happen in your life. Behind every individual success story, there is a support network. Consider if your situation might benefit from a call of support. Yeah, there is a new energy in your life, Pisces, that is trying to find a hive in which to grow, and it feels kind of something physical, like it feels like something physical, like a physical space, or like it requires you to build something physically, or it requires like a physical outlet in whatever area of your life this resonates with. But this does feel like something that is long term, that's going to be built like day by day, or worked on day by day, or added to. It's feeling very Knight of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy, which is your opposite. And Saturn is also emphasizing this energy of like devotion, structure. It feels like structure, Pisces. Structure, like building, or it could if it's not something like physical like that, it could be like rules or boundaries or like discipline, right? Like that's also a form of structure. So it could be something like that. Although for you, I do feel like there is something very physical that's tied to this. I almost feel like you are the physical structure in some way. Like you, like either you or like your 10 of Pentacles, right? Like your physical manifestation. There's something that wants to be that wants to take shape through your physical structure. Like your physical environment is the structure, is providing structure for whatever this is. Oh, and it could be something like it could be anything, honestly, but it could be something like, let's say you're a musician, right? Or let's say you're an artist. It's kind of like this swarm of bees is coming through as like an idea or like an inspiration that wants to be expressed through you in whatever medium it is that you express with, or whatever, right? Like if it's your music or your art or whatever it is for you, it wants to come through that way for you. Like you are giving structure to something spiritual is how it's coming through. That's just how it's feeling. Okay. Yeah, okay. Fairies of the future wanted to come out. The number 33 might be significant for you. You have the fairy godmother at the bottom of the deck, which talks about like a moment of grace, like something working out. Like it kind of feels like there is something a little bit like chaotic about this, but not. It's not though. There is order to it. You just may not be seeing it yet, just how it's feeling. Okay, fairies of the future. Be here now. Guidance and moving forward. These are the fairies of a bright future and are essential companions on any journey. When these fairies appear, it is time to consider where we have been and where we wish to go. There are many opportunities, many potentials, but we must choose a path and then take realistic, practical steps to bring the desired future into being. This is not a time to wait for things to come to us, but to step forward boldly to meet them. We may do this alone if we wish, or in the company of those who share our goals and dreams. Okay. I'm going to read the reversed description as well, Pisces. Because it says, are you certain you are going in the direction that you wish to go? Or are you merely following someone else's lead without being clear about your own direction? It may be that you need to consider a parting of the ways if the goals of others do not match yours, or if they seem to be headed in a direction that is not right for you. This is the moment to pause and consider your direction. Think where you would like to be and who you would like to be a quarter of a century from now. Ask yourself if the steps you are considering now are apt to take you closer to that goal or farther from it. Ask the wise gnome Kim to point a clear direction for you. Okay. There is a bit of this sort of pause energy that's coming through for you, Pisces, of like getting clear on the direction that you are going. I do feel like there is something of like a new, that's the thing though, it doesn't feel quite new. It feels like you have been manifesting this for a while, but you haven't seen the actual proof of it yet, is how it's feeling. But I feel like there's something here where it's like being really clear on which direction that you were headed in, and then meeting that path head on, like taking a step forward towards that. Because I feel like there is some action that is required of you in order to step towards this thing, whatever it is. It is requiring a bold step forward on your part in order to meet this energy halfway, is how it's feeling. It may involve leaving a certain energy behind, like parting ways with energies that are not in alignment with your goals, right? Like that are not headed in the same direction as you. So just paying attention to that. That might be part of the interference as well. So just be aware of that. Like energies that are not in alignment with you may be serving as interference, like energetically, psychically, whatever word you want to put there. Okay. I do feel like you are building something, though. It does feel kind of like a long-term adventure. Turtle and lion at the bottom of the deck. I just tried to shuffle this deck twice, and both times it wasn't working. So I think those cards wanted to be seen. Turtle and lion. It feels kind of like the turtle to me represents like narratives and stories that we tell ourselves. It could include things of the past, but with the lion coming through, it is feeling like mastery of that. Like you've mastered some aspect of your own personal narrative. Okay, Pisces. I'm feeling quite excited for you. You have the golden egg. This is the seed, is how it's feeling. The aspect that you are being asked to nurture in your life that perhaps hasn't received enough sunlight is how it's coming through. This represents the heart chakra as well. It does feel like something that has been protected. This talks about like the sort of stillness. It is an energy of like peace and meditation and like listening to your heart. There could be something here about like recognizing what it is that your heart desires truly. The beautiful thing about this, though, Pisces, is that it has already taken root, is how it's coming through. It's already taken root quite extensively, is what I'm seeing. Like, I keep seeing this, like, extensive root system, like soil and just roots. That's what I'm seeing for you. So it does feel very solid and stable already, but for some reason it hasn't like come out of the earth yet. It hasn't bloomed yet. I think it will very shortly is how it's feeling. Like it hasn't, the evidence or the proof hasn't been seen yet. It could be that it's just been hidden from you in whatever way, or that there is this element here of like protection, that maybe the outer environment hasn't been right, or it hasn't been that there's been interference, right? It's kind of like there's been a storm outside, so it's kind of like the plant, instead of rooting, like it's instead of emerging from the soil, has just been solidifying underground, is how it's feeling. It's it's been, it feels like this plant has been like solidifying or like channeling all of its growth energy into the earth. So it's like super stable is what's coming through here. But the interesting thing is that there's no plant. I feel like that's changing though. That's really interesting. Okay. You have the bee that came out. You have, okay, this is a lot of cards. The owl. These ones, okay. These ones are all coming out together. This is a lot. Fish, whale, bat, lamb, panther, buffalo. I feel like this is gonna come as a surprise. Pisces. Because there are a lot of things here where it's almost coming through like the scale of it is surprising. Like maybe you were expecting a fish, but it's a whale. Like that kind of thing. Like it's much bigger than you expect, or like that could be part of the surprise. It could also be something where it's like there's a bit of fear here. There's a bit of fear, but there is also truth. And the buffalo is this energy of like being really strong in the face of adversity. It also talks about being very grounded and practical, but at the same time also very heavenly. That's what this buffalo talks about. Like it's like, to me, I see this buffalo as like the high priestess mixed with the King of Pentacles. Like extremely grounded, extremely practical, extremely good with resources, but it's also like spiritual, extremely highly spiritual is what I see this buffalo card. I'm going to put these cards back because there's so many of them. You have the zebra at the bottom of the deck. Which I like. The zebra to me is something of like, because I always see the ear that's perked, right? Like listening for something or hearing something in the distance. It does feel like that, like hearing something in the distance. It's like this buzz from the bees. And you have the bees coming out right underneath that. I just noticed that right now. Okay. But that's the thing though. That it's again another thing about scale, right? It's almost like maybe there's something here where it's like you expect one bee, but it's actually a swarm, right? That's how it's coming through. Like it's much, much bigger than you expect. Whatever this manifestation is for you, this is a card again about work. It could be work related for you, Pisces. It doesn't have to be. It could be tied to purpose. The bee. The bee says earnest, hardworking, and democratic. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have a bustling, joyous personality until they're too tired from the work, and then they gripe and then they sting. I feel like what I was getting with that is, because in this description for the swarm of the bees, there was that part where it was talking about the queen bee is surrounded by the swarm, is protected. But I'm seeing, so it could be you, that could be you, But what I'm actually seeing is like this energy is the queen bee, right? Like the thing that you're manifesting, for example, like whatever it is that you're manifesting is protected and there's a swarm around it. So it's almost like you can hear the swarm, right? Again, it does feel like that it's tied to anxiety or fear for you, but it's actually a very positive thing. So just pay attention to, like, if you're feeling triggered by something, pay attention to that, because that might be tied to whatever is coming in for you, but on the positive end of it. It does feel very positive, like a blessing or something, like whatever it is for you. It feels very positive. But that's the thing. You can hear the swarm. You can hear the swarm, not necessarily whatever this is. You can hear whatever it is that's protecting this energy. There may be something of a retrograde energy that's tied to this. Interesting. Okay. Owl. The owl card says abundance, clairvoyant, and treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. Yeah, okay. This feels extremely positive for you, Pisces. I do feel like whatever it is tied to material wealth in some way, or something physical, like a physical manifestation. It will affect your physical environment in some way. It does feel like you are coming into alignment with it, like day by day. It also feels like it's requiring you to either prepare for it or like start building something, whatever that is, because it requires the structure in order to be expressed fully. The queen needs a home is how it's coming through. I feel like this energy is on its way to you, or is like you can hear it, is how it's feeling. Like it feels very much like you're receiving signs or messages spiritually about whatever this energy is. Like the swarm of bees that is protecting this manifestation is alerting you to what needs to be done before they get here, is how it's coming through. Okay, we're at 40 minutes almost, so I'm gonna just pull a couple of tarot cards. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. Abundance in some way. It has to do with your abundance for sure. I feel like you're also gonna be very busy. Coming up, like in the next little while, you're gonna be very busy. This is another Virgo energy, so maybe by September, there may be something about that. You have Queen of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Cups and 9 of Cups flipped out as well, but I'm not going to take them. They are there, though. Again, with the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. I feel like the Queen of Swords and the 10 of Wands is part of the swarm of bees. Like, it does feel like this is the queen bee, whatever it is for you, Pisces, because it feels kind of like, regardless of what your gender is, right? This is energy. I feel like this is something where it's like your masculine energy is really at the forefront here, where it's like you're doing a lot of work. There's a lot of output for you. You're taking action on something that's coming through with your energy, or you're being asked to do that, right? Like, to build to act on something. The Queen of Swords, the Ten of Wands feels like whatever is sort of on its way to you, whatever will be receiving the benefit of whatever it is that you're doing. Like it could be a job, it could be a home, right? Like it does feel like that energy will be receiving the benefit of your actions that you're taking now. But there is some sort of Ten of Wands energy associated with that other, whatever it is, like the feminine aspect of this energy for you. Again, it doesn't have to do with gender, so just keep that in mind. Because it kind of feels like there's some sort of burden around this, like, or having to put down a burden, like, because it does feel kind of like, again, with the metaphor of like the bees needing a home. They've been on the road or they've been traveling, not on the road, but, you know, metaphor. They've been traveling, they've been carrying a heavy burden, and they need to release it, is how it's coming through. There is something of a bit of like fatigue that is coming with this Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Swords. It's a Queen of Swords that I feel like has been having to make a lot of tough decisions, is how it's feeling. You also have the Five of Swords here, because I feel like there's something about unfairness is just what I heard there. Like unfairness in a certain situation. So this could be you, Pisces. This could be the other. It could be something here where it's like this, like, I don't know. It could be loss in some way. This Five of Swords to me just looks like unfairness, right? Like someone taking more than their fair share or something. Okay, anyways. Fairies of the Future and the Owl. Six of Pentacles, yeah. This is a give and take energy. I feel like there's something here where... Page of Pentacles. This one to me is an energy of grounding. Okay, and strength. Okay, just like whatever this manifestation is for you, Pisces, I can't even put words to it. It feels spiritual, and of course it's also going to be different for each one of you, but it feels like there's a very large spiritual energy that is on its way to you. You are being asked to like listen for whatever it is and start to prepare and make changes for whatever it is to arrive. That's how it feels. But when it arrives to you, it's almost like they've been, I'm saying they as being just an energy for whatever it is. They've been in an energy of depletion or loss, or that they are almost like starving. Like that's how it's coming through. Like or like they don't have a home, right? Like metaphorically, like there is this sense of loss that I'm getting with this, and it's, or change, right? Like being on the move, right? Change, instability, chaos, that kind of thing. And it's almost like when they get to you, you have the exact thing that they need, right? It's like the Six of Pentacles. Like, it's like, good thing you started building that hive, because once they get here, it's like, that's the perfect place for them, right? That's how it's coming through. I don't know if you know what this is, though. That's the thing. Maybe you do on some level. It's just like it, but it may not be entirely clear yet. At the same time, it feels very solid. Already, it's already taken root, is how it's feeling. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. You have Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Swords, and then the Three of Pentacles. This Three of Pentacles talks to me about like disappointment in the lack of teamwork That's what this card, because she just looks so disappointed by the Three of Pentacles, that there's been like a lack of teamwork or a lack of collaboration. I feel like that's about to change for you, Pisces. Like, it does, because with the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Swords, you haven't been seeing this. You haven't been seeing the proof of this. That's about to change. Okay. I'm going to pull one last card from the Energy Archaeology Oracle. Yeah, okay. Okay, expectation, refine, and pleasure. Because I feel like this expectation card, it talks about like being disappointed by our own expectations, right? Like, things are always the same. Things are never going to change. That's what this card talks about. And like having to do the work of changing that. I feel like that's what these cards are talking about. The ankle, which talks about refining, and pleasure, which is the fifth finger or toe. I feel like there is something here where it's like you may be in a pause, or you may be in the space of listening and getting really clear on which direction you want to head in. Because I feel like there is something on the way for you, but it's like you may need to like refine your course a little bit. Like to be facing in the right direction to meet whatever this energy is. Okay. Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.